Hi guys, how are you? Today we will continue about OSPF. OSPF is a useful routing protocol and multi-vendor. It supports so many brands. The benefit of OSPF is that we have a database. It is like a map. LS database is like a map for the network. We know about all the neighbors, about all the routings, so it can manage better and the best way about the routing, about anything that change, and it is useful. But just imagine about that when we have too many areas, and in each areas we have 10, 12 routers or more, and each routers has different routing IP. So this database will be very big. And when the database is big, it will occupy the memory, and the CPU usage and the performance of the router will go down. So the network engineers normally looking to find a way that optimized and reduce this database. One of the first things that we do in OSPF is prefix suppression. What's the prefix suppression? Look at area 0. Area 1, the routers, the customers that it is in area 1, just he wants to connect to the other areas and they can ping together. So it doesn't care that what is this IP, this subnet here, here, or here. It's not the matter that it knows these things. It's not important. I will show you, uh, for example, in R2, if we get a show IP route, look, 172.168.123.125 and 127. It is the connections here. Here's the transit. And it's not important for R2, these informations. And it will occupy the data and occupy the memory just and because of nothing. So we will go just in R12. I want to show you. You must do it in all the routers, but just for the reference, I show you in R12. I go in configuration, in router, OSPF 1, and here globally we can add. Okay, now I run the suppression in R12. Also, you can go and do it in R7, R15, and R3. And if now get a show IP route, you will see 172.168. These routings is removed from here, and we don't have these routes. Okay, but we can ping, for example, this route is from this area, from that side. It is ASPR. If we go and just click, for example, 1310, ping 10, and we have ping. So just we remove all the details that is not useful for us by this way, the prefix suppression. Now we will continue about something else. Just before that to do it, I will tell you that this is the in global command of the router. We can do it another way also. You can, for example, here R12, we have F00, F20, and F10. I go just, for example, here in here interface F1/0. In the interface also you can remove the prefix suppression. You can use this command also. Up to you. You can use it here one by one in the interface or globally in router config, do the prefix suppression. Okay, so now I do it no prefix. Okay. Oh, sorry. I am in interface. I go in router OSPF 1 and I remove the prefix suppression for now. Okay. Now we will talk about the summarize. Let's get show IP route in router 12. Show IP route. Okay. You can see from the other area we have some range of, for example, 1310, 1311, 1312. It is from the other area that comes here. Or, for example, here 192.168.12.13.23. Or what else can we see? Uh, 10, 10, 20, 78, 10, 20, 89, 10, 20, 139. We can summarize these things and it will be very helpful and useful to reduce instead of all these routing, put just one route. Okay, now let's see again show IP routes. Okay. Let me take a look. Okay. I must correct something here. Then I will be back. Okay, take a look. You will see we have some range of the IP. It is from the ASPR, and we have some others range of the IP. It is OIA, and here we can watch it. It comes this routing from the route. This is R12. It comes from the router of uh, 123. It means 12.3. Also, we can here check it, show IP OSPF database. We want to understand it. These routes come from which way? These routes. It is OIA and the later also the ASPR routes. We want to understand it. These routes come from this EIGRP or this one. So we use OSPF database to analyze. Okay, let's check. Now we can see that these IPs, it is OIA and it comes from the router 3 here. So these routes is available here in this area. Okay. And if we go in R3 now and say show IP route, I think it's easier. 176, you can see this route is belong here, so it is O, but in 12 when comes the other area it is OIA and it shows from router 3 comes. From router 3 we can check it and understand it. It comes from the router 23, it means here. So this route is available in R2. If we go in show IP OSPF database, OSPF database, in R3, we can also see better about the route. Here we go and just watch uh, yeah, this area in area 0, it detected it from router 3, and here is area 1. Okay, so we can analyze that this router belongs to which area. Okay, so now if I go and check show IP interfaces brief in R2, we can see the loopbacks here as it shows in R3, also in IP route also shows that it comes from R2. This comes from this IP, it is 23.1, come from here. Okay, we want to summarize this kind of the routes. We can summarization and fix it. So the summary goes from this area, the summary goes to area 0. Uh, now, if you check show IP route one more time, just I want to show you exactly what I'm saying. OIA, all these routes here. We want to make a one route instead of this. For the OSPF, when you want to do summarization, we have two way. There is two condition. The router is ABR or ASBR. So this is OIA. So we want to do summarization in ABR router. When we want to summarization on the router, it is bring it from another routing protocol redistribution. By this way, it is E2, it is different. When you want to any summarization, you are allowed only do it in ABR or ASBR routers. Okay. Now we know these IPs come from this ABR, so I am going in router 3 in configuration. I go in router OSPF 1, and the command for ABR and ASBR is different. So anytime you want to summarization in router of ABR, the command we use it by area. It means that any route that we introduce come from this area to area 0 must summarize like this. So I introduce says that area 1, the route comes from area 1, then you can see the question mark. Okay, and you can say here you can see range summarization border router only. So I read area range. Now you know the summarization. This is for 1 2 3 4. The subnet is, if you check it, it was a 32. I don't waste the time, just I will show you. So I can write it, just summarize it to 0, 0, 255, 255, 248, 0. Okay, so now I summarize this instead of all these routes, instead of all these, I make it in R3 and says that do this summarization for me. So now see all these 3 4 routing IP come here, it will convert, and now instead of these routes in router 12, for example, you can see show IP route. Oh, there is a OIA. This is maybe we must do some clear IP OSPF area. It is just one time I check it. Oh, I make a mistake. It's 172.116. It's not uh in this is 16, not 168. Okay, and this one I must remove it. So I write it no. Okay, now let's check R12. Yeah, we can see OIA 172.16. It is just one route. Before it was one, two, three, four routes. Instead of these four routes, we make it just one route. Okay, and also here, when you did it, you can verify that in router 3 you did it correct. Just you can go in show run and check this section router OSPF. Here will show you say area 1 also there in the configuration. You can verify that you did it. So I write it. Now we want to do summarization for the external route for here. For example, like this. It is E2, it is 13, 10, 11, 12. Let's first verify these routes come from this side of the ASPR or it comes from this ASPR, R8 or R1. We want to verify. So normally I told you we have in OSPF the database. So we check it for 1310 to 1313. Let's go and check it in ASPR. See, it shows here also our ASPR is 1 and 8 here, and it shows 13, 10, 11, 12 come from the router 8. Okay, so these routes come from R8. So we will go in on R8 and start to do summarization. But ABR and ASPR, the command is different. When you use ABR, you write it area 1 range, and don't forget it, you choose the area that the routing comes. It comes from area 1, this routing. So this is the command. But when you want to summarization in R8, the command is different. Don't forget it. That's the difference. I will go and show you in router OSPF1. Here the command is summary address. So in AVR, area 1 range, and then the summarization. In the ASPR router, the command is summary address. Okay, I want to summary 1310 to 1313. Let's just make it like this. 13 0 0 0. I don't calculate all the routes just quickly. I want to show you how it works, and says that okay 2.5.0.0.0. So this is the summary address, uh, and I did it. You can also by the command say that it is just say that after summary address write the IP with the subnet. Now I am going in R2 in IP route. Before it was E2 1 2 3 4 route from E2 range of the 13. Now let's check the show IP route. Yeah, you can see now instead of 4 route, we have just one route, 1300/8. Okay, that's it. So you understand it. We can do the summarization just in ABR and ASBRs, and the area command for the ABR summarization, the command is different from ASBR. That's it. Now we will continue and want to talk about STUB and NSSA. Uh, so some people will confuse about it. Just I will explain. I think it's better we do it like this. I open the text. When we use STUB, it means that this area, no ASPR allowed. This is the most important thing, is that if you want to do STUB in any area, the first matter is that you cannot allow it if there is an ASPR there. So here there is an ASPR in this area. We cannot do it a STUB. Here also in area 2 we have ASPR, so we cannot do the STUB. But now we don't have area without ASPR, and we don't allow to do it on area 0. STUB is just for the area of the others are instead of 0. What's the STUB? For example, area 1 says that it's not important some routes from these areas come in my area. I don't need it. It's just easy, simply says that like this. Says that, okay, I don't need some LSAs that comes for me. It's not important for me. So ignore these comes from the ABR come inside my area. Just ignore them. But we have two kind of STUB. I am going in router 3, show you and explain you about the STUB. R3. Okay. I'm going in router OSPF 1. Okay, I choose area 1, and after that you can see says that do it STUB. Okay, if I click it will start and do the STUB. What's the matter? What did the STUB do it? Let's check it in Google. Just I write STUB NSSA table, yeah, and click on the images. This one is good. Look, when we do the STUB, says that okay, for me, don't just only bring the LSA type 1, 2, and 3. Show me these LSA. So in that area, for example, in this area, when we do it the STUB, says that only show me the LSA type 1. It means that these 3 routers that working. And if you have a DR and BDR, LSA type 2 also show that information. And also the route that you learn from the area that comes here. It means that show me LSA type 1, 2, and 3. Okay? Sometimes in that area you are not interested to make that you want to reduce your database, and it says that I don't want the detail of the all the routing comes in this area, just uh, remove it. And when we want to remove it, we will use totally STUB. Totally STUB means that remove the type 3 also. Just show me type 1 and 2. Okay? So the difference of STUB and totally STUB is that we can let that come LSA type 3 inside that area and shows LSA type 1 and 2 and 3. But when make it totally stop says that we don't show the LSA type 3, and this is the different. And in the comment, how make it stop and totally stop, I show you. When you write it here, this is stop. And if after that you add no summary, no summary, no summary, do you remember in the show IP OSPF database was summary? It is LSA type say, LSA type 3. So when I make it, just make it area 1 stop, this is stop. So we can monitor uh, LSA type 1, 2 and 3. When we added no summary, it means that remove LSA type 3 also. That's the difference between stop and totally stop. Okay, now we want to talk about the NSSA and totally NSSA. NSSA and totally NSSA is for the areas that we have ASPR. So now we can, in our scenario, we can run it the NSSA here or here, no different. We can run and do it. So I am going, for example, in a router 3, okay, and it says that area 1, you can see NSSA, okay. I make it like this. And now again, what's the difference between NSSA and totally NSSA? See, if you see there is some things common in totally stop and totally NSSA, you can see it will remove the type 3, okay? Remove the type 3. But in NSSA and totally NSSA, because we have ASPR, it will comes and shows that, okay, instead of type 5, that is ASSA, it is ASPR, we show it, we change it in type 7. It's, you will see, from E2 it will convert to N2. So just take a look. What's the common in stop and NSSA? Both of them in stop and NSSA, 1, 2, 3, these three types can come inside it. But stop will run in the area that we don't have any ASPR, and NSSA we can run in the area that we have ASPR. Totally stop and totally NSSA says that we remove type 3, just 1 and 2. But as we have here ASPR, it is necessary that shows the type 3, we remove it, and type 3 will also shows by type 7. Let's go and do it. So now I run area NSSA. Now the neighborship between, as I run this command, this neighborship will be done. I must run these commands also in R2 and R1. So I am going in R2. I go in conf key router OSPF1. Then sorry, I make area is 1, and after that NSSA. Okay, see the relationship between 3 and 2 again run. Just I am going and turn on the router 1 also, make it enable, and yes, I am going in configuration, turn the router OSPF1 area 1 and NSSA. As I click again, the neighborship will be back. So you must do uh, for all the routers in that area, do it the same command for all of them. See, now it is neighborship with 2 and 3. Okay, now let's see what happened about the show IP route. Show IP route. Okay, see, now you can see instead of type 5 ASPR that it was E2, now it shows N2. See, N2. It is changed. Already, as we did it NSSA, it allowed that the type 3 comes. It shows the route that comes from that the other area. Also, we can monitor. See, OIA. We can understand it. So how you understand that which area is STUB or it is NSSA? When you run NSSA or totally NSSA, you can see the E2 will convert to N2. Okay? And now we do something else. We go and run totally NSSA between these three routers. In totally NSSA, we must remove this type 3. Okay, so after that we run the instruction. You can monitor the type 1, type 2, and the type 5 will be converted to type 7. From E2 it will come to N2. I am doing okay. I started by R2. I'm going router OSPF. Just here, same command, just I add no summary. That's it. In R2, now in R3, again, area 1 NSSA, no dash summary. Also in R1, I'm going and do it. No, just I add no summary. Okay, now let's go and see. After that command, OIA must be removed in our show IP route. Let's check. Show IP route. Yeah. Can you see any OIA? You can't see any OIA. But take a look here. Anytime we run some STUB or some NSSA, because we remove it shows that we remove that route from the IP route, but in fact we have pinging to that IPs, and by default gateway set automatically a default gateway will be set that if you want to access any OIA, I am default route from my router R3 go and access to this the other routing. It means that here just we remove it in IP route, but we have access by setting automatically this default. So don't forget it. This is important you understand it. Okay? And you can see N2 is already available here. It is from ASPRs that come inside here. I know a little maybe confused about it, but I try to explain you understand it. So any area that you have ASPR, you cannot use stop or totally stop. Just this for normal area like area 22 that we don't have any ASPR. We can run stop here. And you understand totally stop and stop the difference is just for the LSA type 3. Then you understand it in area that we have ASPR, we can run NSSA and totally NSSA, and it was easy. Totally NSSA removed the type tree, don't allow it. It is just type 1, 3, and 7. Sorry, type 1, 2, and 7. In normal NSSA, 1, 2, 3, and 7. I hope this video be useful for you, and please follow me if you like it. Subscribe me and please like. Thank you so much and have a nice day.